So this is part one of me reading DOM Enlightenment by Cody Lindley, who is a principal engineer at Microsoft as of now. But I guess this book was written long time ago. So yeah, it's an open source book. I found this DOM Enlightenment book quite a while ago. But I'll read this book and share my findings. So it's so far it's a quite interesting book. I have read about how HTML works and how it is passed into a document node model, which is a JavaScript object, and it has different type of node like element node, attribute node. Attribute node is deprecated. So Corey also talk about why you should know everything in more depth, or like know how should you should or how you like you should know how things work at its core, like HTML, how it works at its core, how DOM works at its core. You should know that, and it helps in understanding and using the methods, and you will get to know when not to use the wrong methods or when not to use wrong elements. Unless you don't know how things work at their core, you're most likely to make mistakes, and then you will not even know why those mistakes were made. So it's an active effort in thinking, oh, why this element was used here, and what is the core understanding of why it is being used. I have recently shifted to this mindset that I prefer books over videos a lot, because I think when people talk on a video like me, I will blabber a lot of shit, and it will be mostly edited, but like to the point things are less likely to be there. And when someone writes a book, it is very to the point and very much to like what the author wants to actually tell, especially in informative information books. What was it called? Especially in books from which you learn, because it's very to the point, and yeah, even the author mentions that the book is very much to the point. It shows JavaScript code, for example, and henceforth it is very much to the point. Like there is no waste of words per se. So the book tells about how browsers work on a high level, that it gets a HTML document, then it parses down into nodes, which is in a tree structure, and it does DFS to traverse the tree and display the elements or use their property, and those elements are categorized into different type of nodes. So like text element, comment element, sorry, text node, comment node, element node, attribute node, such, right, document node. So these are the things which are like, there are many more. There are like 12 or more than 12 to 18 different type of node which are given. Each is given a number, and that number dictates its identity. For example, document node is given a number 9, it's assigned a number 9. Element node is assigned a number 1, and text node is assigned a number 3, and so on and so forth. So if I do, for example, element dot node type, then I get value from whatever 1 to 12, or whatever the value of that element node is, which determines its identity. So the whole point of DOM is to create a programmatic interface, so JavaScript can interact with this live document. So there are subnodes which inherit their property from their parent nodes, parent objects. For example, node inherits its property from JavaScript object, then element type will inherit from node, so like that, so on and so forth, until you get to document dot something, right? Mm. So there was this article which was mentioned in DOM Enlightenment book, and also in there was another article ki why DOM extension is not a good idea. I tried reading that, most of it went over my head, so I will try reading it again after some time. There is another property called node dot get value, or node dot value, node value, so which is used to get property of text or comment. Sorry, value of text or comment, which can be a string. Also, there are two properties: text content and inner text. So whenever we use both these property, the result is the same. So I want to find out the difference. I'll find out the difference later. But yeah, today I just read this book, and the more I find about it, the more I'll get to know uh, how DOM works, and which properties I can access, and which are the better practices, which methods to use, which methods not to use as I go along, and I'll share my findings somehow. I'm noting down everything in Obsidian, so hopefully I'll get to share. Yeah, so that is the plan. This is part one of DOM and reading DOM Enlightenment, and yeah, I'll just finish this thing and move on to the next thing, which is whatever it comes along. Yeah. So that is the really update.